As a millennial millionaire, I got to $1 million in net worth by my 30th birthday because I followed these 5 tips. The first thing is to find some sort of high income opportunity. It's really hard to get rich young if you have a very low and capped salary structure, which is why I chose and I invested in a sales career in the form of being a headhunter. As a headhunter, I'm a salesperson. I'm selling my capability to clients, and I'm also placing candidates with these clients and selling candidates the jobs that my clients are paying me to source for them. And because I was really good at this, I was able to quickly build my income since it was a commission heavy role. By age 25, I was pulling in over $215,000 a year. And I also got very close to 6 figures even when I was 23 in my first year of recruiting. And my second year, I broke $130K in income. So with that kind of income progression, it was very easy to get rich earlier and younger. Number 2, you got to exit the whole academic cycle ASAP. The problem with a lot of people who end up getting wealthy later in life is that they're starting at the starting line way too late. Because they're going to school and they're spending so much time and money on master's degrees and PhDs, by the time they're 30 or by the time they're early, 30s, they may still be in the hole due to the debt that they've accumulated in schools, as well as the slow income potential. They're starting at the race very late in life. So I decided I didn't want to go become a lawyer. I didn't want to go and pursue any sort of advanced education. I want to start making money ASAP. And because I got into earning money earlier, it put me at a massive advantage. Number 3, do not spend your money. And this is the hardest thing to do, but actually because I come from an immigrant family, my mom is the best example and role model for this. She is queen of saving. She is amazing at being frugal, and I'm no different. If I can get free stuff, I will. I will never buy a mattress brand new, except for my rental properties. So I've never bought a new mattress for myself personally. I've always either gotten it at massive discounts, off of Craigslist. I mean, that's just one example of the many crazy things I did to save as much money as possible. Hot tip on this, house hack: control your rent expenses. Because I live in New York City since I was 23 years old on $35K base when I first moved here, I had to be really frugal, and the best way to control spending is to decrease your fixed cost of living, which is mainly rent. And I would just live in the deepest part of Brooklyn in the most unsexy neighborhood and just save on rent. And eventually I became a sub-landlord, started renting out rooms in my apartment, which is totally illegal, by the way, and totally fine because I'm not actually making any money. I'm just decreasing my rent costs. And because I was the leaseholder, I was able to consistently decrease my rent and negotiate favorable terms with my landlord. So this is just one of many examples. I'll have more tutorials and tips on, how to budget and save in future videos. So saving is obviously the fastest way to not blowing all the money that you're earning, because a lot of my colleagues, they make $150 to $300 a year and they can't retire because their rent cost is $4,000 a month. Mine's like $400. So there's a big difference in terms of financial freedom because of how you're living your life. Lots of stories like that I'll also share with you in future videos. Number 4 is invest everything you can ASAP. So this requires you to learn about investing. So I was always learning about investing since I was interested in making money from a very young age. My dad encouraged me to learn about stocks. So I was checking out stocks. I started investing in that when I was 19 years old, and I'm terrible at it. But the point is I had to keep trying. So in my 20s, I invested a lot into stocks and eventually just spent all my weekends learning about real estate because I knew I wanted to be a landlord. I've seen other people do it. My mom was a small-time landlord. So I was like, let me learn about real estate my own way, right? So actually, I didn't really pick my mom's brain at all. I don't trust half of the things she tells me to do because I don't think her advice is really that relevant to my own strategy because I'm following the rules and doing everything, very correctly. So I spent all my weekends doing research, studying, really learning about the real estate business, how to run a real estate property, all the tax laws, anything and everything that has to do with real estate. I was learning about it on weekends and also checking out homes, building relationships with realtors, understanding the market, yada, yada. Even on the toilet, I'll be scrolling Truvia, and I still do. Another thing that I really think is important at the end of the day, the 5th tip, is you need some sort of side hustle. Because the reality is no matter what job you're in, especially like for me, right? Like I knew that I was going to somehow one day be an entrepreneur. It had just happened a lot sooner than I expected. I worked 5 years at a job in recruitment for a large recruiting agency. I built up enough wealth to retire by the time I was 28. So as that was happening when I was 25, I started investing into real estate, because at this point I'm like saving every single cent I have and I'm like plowing it into real estate. And that became my side hustle. And now I'm into Airbnbs. That's another amazing opportunity. I'll share with you a lot more tips and tricks on that too, on my journey in Airbnb rentals. And so it's just been really great just having this side hustle of real estate. Now for you, it could be selling stuff on Etsy. It could be posting videos on YouTube. It could be, there's so many amazing side hustles that people are creating. And the reality is, I don't want to be controlled by a corporation forever. And also as a minority female, I never really felt accepted in a corporation. So my side hustle was my way of protecting myself and finding a future that I felt very excited about, and that I felt that could really sustain me as I grow in my life as a professional, as a woman, as a independent person. So I hope these 5 tips were helpful to you. Share with me what you think is good ideas that you're deploying right now, or great strategies that you have seen or seen others do that have really helped them create wealth at an early age.